So I want to talk about this real quick. I was doing some studying, and it just hit me like, because I was looking at the ancient Egypt, aka Kemet, and they were saying like Ptolemy in a statue of this motherfucker, and then it says the Osiris myth, and I'm like, a myth? How the fuck is it a myth? If they have statues of these motherfuckers, they have lore, they have history, they have written things about it. Why the fuck do we believe that the word myth is like they want us to believe like, oh no, that's just a myth, don't worry about it. Like it just was made up. How the fuck was it made up? Somebody just thought about it. Oh, let me just think about this thing and just write it here. How the fuck did they get those thoughts in their head to begin with? So all myths exist in the mind, aka the quantum world, aka like I like to say the Avengers, or when all the universe collide together. That's where everything resides. All the cartoons live in the quantum world, aka quantum is another name for light. I don't know if the scientists say that, but that's what I'm saying. Quantum is just light. That's why it's either zero or one. They don't. It doesn't have a state. It's just is. It's quantum. Whenever you hear about myths and shit like that, motherfuckers want you to think like, oh yeah, it doesn't pay attention to that. No, all the myths exist, and they're living still to this day. You can access them if you open up your quantum, aka imagination. Quantum is another word for imagination. The thing is, we have our minds so blocked that unless we see something physically, right? Which I understand, right? Unless you experience it, if you don't experience something, you're gonna think it doesn't exist. But those people experience it. That's why they wrote about it. That's why they made statues, right? They want you to believe that oh they just worship the sun. Of course you're gonna worship the motherfucking sun. Why not? That motherfucking is a fuck. You motherfuckers. It's just funny to me. Oh, they just worship the sun. Like, as if these people were stupid. Like, oh yeah, like we want to think that the sun is just like, oh, that's the sun. No, the sun gives nourishment to life on earth. It's not just the sun. It's like, oh, it's not. And it's not like people were worshiping. They were getting energy from it, like the plants do. But because you can't do it, you think they're just worshiping the sun, and you want to look down on them. And in fact, they're looking down on you, and not in a bad way. They're just saying, why are you not also getting energy from the sun? Why are you hiding indoors? Why do you create these boxes to hide from the sun? Are you afraid of the heat? Well, maybe that's why you get out of the kitchen, right? That's what they say. Like, if you're afraid of the heat, get out of the kitchen. Anyways, even if you don't get the sun, the UV rays are still there, bouncing off walls and shit, or the ground, or the energy is being absorbed by something. Get the hell out of here. These motherfuckers, they already started. This is how I know I'm doing something right. All the trolls came in. Okay. Let me just turn my comments off so I don't get distracted by these devils. All the devils. How do you take this shit off? Okay. Anyways, like I was saying, the myth doesn't mean it's false. Okay, let me hide this shit. I can't find the hide button. Okay, hide all the messages. I don't know if you can see the messages. I hide them all because I really want to talk about these myths. Like I said, the Osiris myth. What the fuck is it? How is it? Look at this shit. They have statues of these motherfuckers. How the fuck is it a myth? Again, what the fuck do you think a myth is? They just want to create words for you to forget who you are. There's no such thing as a fucking myth. Oh, it doesn't exist. Then why the fuck did they create that shit? Why the fuck are they talking about it? In so detail. It's so fucking detailed, right? They wrote stories. They raised civilizations on this bullshit. For it to be false, it's stupid. And again, the whole thing about oh they just worship the sun. They didn't. You guys are fucked up, man. But you of course you want to believe your science, which science is just stripped down. It's like the bare minimum of metaphysics, right? Science is just the mechanical understanding of all this quantum shit. That's why you gotta get into the quantum. I know quantum physics seems like is out there, but quantum physics is just light. That's why when you smoke weed, you all of a sudden get this quantum mentality, or when you do psychedelics, that's just you accessing the quantum world, and you're not studying it with the pen and paper. You're being in the motherfucking quantum world. That's what these fucking trolls don't understand because they're so mechanical. They just got a fucking signal. As soon as I start my live, go fucking derail this young mind because that's what they fucking do. But they can't stop the message anyway. A myth doesn't mean it's false. Even Santa Claus, right? You know the meaning of Santa Claus? It's all about the pineal gland. That's why he goes up the shimmy. The shimmy represents the what? The spine. So if you're a naughty boy, it doesn't. You don't get the what they're talking about. Everything is related to the motherfucking body and the spine. When he goes up the shimmy, when you raise your kundalini energy, aka the cerebrospinal fluid, up to the head, and those big balls, the red balls that they put in the fucking Christmas tree, have to do with the shrooms that Mario eats. The red shrooms, aka Amanita muscaria. You can look this up. I already talked about this shit. Amanita muscaria. I'm gonna show you the shrooms from Mario right here. This is a real thing, fly agaric. And they want you to believe this is poison or toxic, but I already ate this motherfucking. They can be poison if I already ate them motherfuckers. And they're not even illegal. I already talked about all the shit that you see in fucking is all real. And the reason why Mario grows and becomes bigger is because he grows in consciousness. So in text, they depict giants as or they depict people growing in consciousness as giants. In the Bible, they talk about giants. That's what they're talking about. Even the Bible talks about this. This is the forbidden fruit. Like, this is not the forbidden fruit. I talked about the forbidden fruit in my last video. Anyways, let me see the comments now. You see, this guy. I don't know what you're talking about, Gam, but Mario's just they don't have a mind. They don't understand what it is. Most of I'm like 15% from Senegal. So what's up? I'm looking at the comments now. They are illegal. What are you talking about? It has I don't know. Bro, you're saying words. Yeah, that's what we all say. This is the problem with words. You don't even have a brain. That's why I'm saying words because you don't understand light. So I have to say words, and you don't even understand them. This is the issue with words. If you cannot connect with the mind, if you could connect with the mind, I don't have to speak. I could just transmit my thoughts to you. But you don't have the receiver open. Oh, these motherfuckers were talking to themselves while I was okay. Uh, Satan, Santa Claus. Yeah, but you sure did discover fire. Okay, yeah, we all discover fire. Yeah, all right. He can read. This is AI. What's AI? I'm gonna just hide this guy. What else do you guys have to say? I was just thinking about this because again, I study all the time. Motherfuckers say, "Can he read? Can you guys read?" You guys don't read because I do all this work all the time. My mind is always working. Unlike you guys are relying on the system to tell you bits of information. It's like you're a bird, and mama bird has to chew the food and give it to you instead of you chewing the food and doing the work. This is what I'm doing. I'm Papa Bear eating the food and giving you the fucking remnants because you can't digest this. I'm on Wikipedia, of course. That's because I don't have my brain on right now. I was looking on Egypt shit. What is your point? There's no. You see, they don't even have a point. You're on Wikipedia. Of course, I'm on Wikipedia. It has information. I'm reading information. Saying I have no brain. Okay, let me just. I don't even want to read this comment because it's just. All right, what is it? Who created that information? That information exists. That's why somebody wrote it there. Who created? What's up? Okay. What are you looking up? I'm looking up information to get out of here. Okay, I need to hide LeBron James from my. I don't want people to talk about these niggas. You guys really come to this channel just to spew bullshit? Out of here, got a space. Teach you what to think real. Out of here. How do you feel when you what? Okay, I'm using. Well, you're bullshit. Okay, I don't know. You guys really look. You made out of. What are you guys talking about? This is why I gotta recharge. Doing work on wiki, you're so enlightened. Okay, you're high from the channel because you don't understand. Where else am I supposed to get the information? This is the problem. We all have access to information with the internet, but you guys don't use it. Where the fuck am I supposed to get the information? Is there for you to use, but you don't have your brain. You say you're reading to get out of here. Where are you going? I'm going inwards. Okay. Would you consider? Okay, I'm gonna just hide this user. I use the internet for dirty videos. Good for you. Okay. Anyways, let me reiterate my point. A myth doesn't mean it's false. Again, who the fuck wrote the information? You know what I mean? There has statues of these motherfuckers. They have history in hieroglyph characters, aka logographic characters. We all gonna die. You're gonna die. I'm eternal. The consciousness that said we all gonna die is dying. That's the ego. That's a persona. You're a spirit. You don't die. We exist forever. That's what the quantum is. That's what eternity is. That's what I'm trying to tell you, motherfuckers. But you're so attached to your earthly persona that you think, oh, we all gonna die. Okay, if you believe that, go ahead, die, nigga. That's what you hope for. Anyways, you actually die every day. I talk about this all the time. Every time you go to sleep, you die. You know the French have a thing for orgasms called petite mort, right? Like little death. Every time you orgasm, you die a little bit. Every time you release, you die. That's why the whole thing about semen retention is about retaining your vital fluids. Yeah, I die about. Yeah, we all die all the time. It's fine. The thing is, we have to reframe this word death. We think death is like, oh my God. No, death is a beautiful thing because after you die, you can be reborn. This is how a fruit has seeds, right? You eat the fruit, but the seeds grow again into a motherfucking tree. You're always being reborn. So you have to create these seeds when you die, so then you grow again. I don't have to smoke to get this information. It's literally in the internet. The thing that you guys use all the time, instead of looking for twerking videos, and of course we love twerking, we love women here in this channel. You can also say, you know what? Let me look something else other than this. Let me expand my mind. You understand what I'm saying? The guy who's on the live stream. Okay, let me hide this guy on the channel. Everybody's a hypocrite. We live in a dualistic world, but you don't understand that because you don't even study yourself. At some point, you're gonna contradict yourself because you have to transfigure or AKA transcend your old personality. So you're gonna be a contradiction. Today I might say something, and tomorrow I might get in another enlightenment and say, okay, what I said yesterday doesn't hold value because we're always evolving. We're not the same person every day. Give me a second. Yeah, we all contradict ourselves. It's just gonna happen the more you grow. That doesn't mean it's a bad thing. You see, what this reality wants you to think that everything is fucking bad. Everything is a shame. You guys have to let go of that. The world is literally layered with different dimensions. Earth is nothing but a portal. But you think this is just like, oh, I go here, I go here. You think it linearly. That's why you think contradictions are bad. There might be somebody that has a reality different than yours standing next to you. So you guys are going to contradict each other. And whoever has the strongest mind is going to portray that reality. That's why if you are hanging next to me, your reality is going to be different than if you're by yourself with some of your loser friends. Does that make sense? So again, all these things that you guys are talking about are one dimensional. You guys had to think broadly, open up your brain. This is like this is like easy for me. I ate these trolls for breakfast. Somewhat, I don't know. What's going on? Anybody else here? Anybody thinks myths are fake? Fair enough. Contradictions are healthy. Makes you challenge yourself and all beliefs that you may stick to some of which don't serve you anymore. You need to open your mind. Gouda evening. These niggas are sick. Toriyama Killer Chias. There is only one gender. You know the thing. Gender is this. I'm not even gonna say. You guys understand what gender is, right? It's a battery. There's a plus and minus for a reason. That's why you can have a plus and a plus or a negative and a negative. You're not gonna have a charge. It's electromagnetism. This is why it's a quote unquote sin to be with somebody of the same sex because you're not creating anything. What are you creating with a plus and a? If you put two batteries, look, I have a battery right here. You put two batteries. How the fuck is this shit gonna work? Doesn't work like this, but it works like this. This is what you guys have to understand. This is so simple. This is physics. So all you motherfuckers that don't understand what gender is, this is what gender is. It's a fucking battery. It's a plus and a negative. And then you create a charge. Oh. There's electricity and magnetism, aka together electromagnetism. So we're batteries. You could think of yourself as a battery, and then when you connect with another person of the opposite sex, you connect with the divine, because God has no gender. I know they want to call God a man or whatever. There's no gender. God doesn't have a gender. In fact, before man was created, there were androgynous beings that reproduced asexually. The only issue with that was they were creating copies of themselves. So they split the genders, or they split into different genders to create more. distinction. I'm gonna leave. I was hiding comments, but I'm gonna leave some trolls there because we need some balance. I think I already hit so many people. When God was in human form, He was a man. God was never in human form. God is not a person. You cannot comprehend what God is. Who made these androgynous beings? They were self-created, just like you. I created myself. You exist as a thought. The physical realm exists as a thought itself. This is all a dream. I used to read Wars Up magazine, Salad Pepper Heavy D up in my limousine. Hungry little fucking Biggie, man. There is more and more people who get aware of who they are, and yet they continue more toxicity than real growth. What the hell is toxicity? Unique toxicity. You don't understand what a duality is. If you are living in this dualistic world, you're gonna have opposites, right? You're gonna have toxicity and the opposite of that. You're gonna have good and evil. You can't get away from this. Where God dwells in neutrality. He doesn't judge, he doesn't think, or he doesn't judge, right? That's what I'm talking about, the quantum world. Everything exists at the same time. Now, what is crazy? Exactly. The word crazy was created for you to limit yourself. Something cannot come from nothing. One cannot create itself. Yes, that's the whole point of Alpha and Omega. It's infinity. You cannot comprehend it because you have using your human mind. When you connect here, you're gonna understand that this is infinite. This is the part that hurts your little brain. Oh, nothing can come out of nothing. Yes, it can. That's how everything exists. What the fuck was the Big Bang? You think the Big Bang was like, what? The Big Bang is always happening. The law of conservation of energy. Yeah. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be something, you know what I mean. Does that make sense? Okay. What else? Man, there's a lot of people today. You guys must get my message. I'm just reading the comments right now, so that's why I'm silent. Man, it's sad. Nothing but bots here. Not a single soul awake. Nobody has anything to say about myths. I'm about to end this in 7 minutes. Shit. Another annoying spirit to awaken, blah, blah, blah. Okay, hide user from channel. That's what you do with these people. You see what the problem is? People are not used to seeing somebody that knows themselves or is in the search for the truth, and they just want to say bullshit. All right, let me hide another person. Evil is like a whole. It doesn't exist on its own. There has to be a lack of something in order to create a whole. Well, there has to be evil in order for good to be good. If there was no evil, then good wouldn't be good, right? It would just be nothing. It would just be whatever. You guys have to understand that. That's the whole point of duality. And good and evil is just the same coin in different degrees. It's the same thing actually. That's why God doesn't intervene with shit, right? You might say, why doesn't God save these people and blah blah blah? Because God doesn't see evil or good. You're the one that sees that. Once you take away from the lens of a human, you're gonna see that everything is happening as it's supposed to be. Okay. I see some sign of life here. Okay. Oh man. Like your attitude instantly. You gotta turn that shit up. Autocorrect. There's no. What does good exactly? What does good even mean? To somebody else, good might mean something else. To somebody else, it might mean bad. I mean, if you go from country to country, you're gonna see that everything drastically changes. Some people have different customs and values. To a cannibal, eating people is good. You understand what I'm saying? Like it's all perspective. I'm not saying to eat people. They're gonna be like, oh, he's talking about cannibalism. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just trying to tell you. No, nobody's mad. This is energy. You don't understand energy, so you think I'm mad. Because they have made you. You see, they created this thing about mad or angry, so to retard your energy. Every time you feel some energy coming out, they want to say, ah, this system is limiting your energy. Have you ever seen a Super Saiyan? How do they go Super Saiyan? They gotta go, ah! They gotta charge up. You're a fucking battery. Charge up that energy and put it over here. If everything is happening as supposed to do, does that make prayer futile? Is already predetermined? Well, if you want to change, that's what prayer. This is the thing about prayer. Prayer, aka auto suggestions. All you're doing is suggesting to the mind some change that you want. It's like you're rewriting the script. If you don't like the script, rewrite that shit. That's the whole point about prayer. The thing I'm saying, everything is happening as it's supposed to be, from the mind of God, or aka the energy, the all, is not gonna intervene because you have the power to do that yourself. This system is corrupt. Well, the system or the matrix, whatever you want to call it, is just a way. I mean, I don't even want to talk bad about the matrix because it makes you into the God that you are. Because it's based, the matrix is based on limitations, and we're supposed to transcend those limitations. But what happens with men today, or humans, right, is that we don't want to we don't want to transcend the limitation. We just want to live comfortably in it. So here's the thing: with friction, you create heat. So the matrix is giving you friction in order for you to create heat. It doesn't want you to shy away from it. I just say why there are limitations. It's for you to transcend them. It's like before there was a car, right? There was a horse. But at some point, you needed something more powerful. So they created the cars. And then they created planes and all that bullshit. But at some point, you have to remove the limitation of having a physical vehicle, aka the material body, and transcend into a body of light. So you don't need a fucking car to travel. You can just travel through your mind because this is all in the mind. I don't need to smoke anything. You see, this is the problem. And the thing is, smoking is not even, whether you smoke or not, you guys don't even understand what drugs is. I talk about drugs all the time. Drugs is just energy. So when you eat food, you get a mechanical energy. That's what calories are. That's why carbs have four protein, 4 calories. Protein has 4 calories, but fat has 9 calories per gram because it's already primed. You don't have to convert it. The body has to convert the proteins and the fats, I mean, and the carbs into fats. But when you consume the fat, it's like gasoline. But there's this chemical energy, aka the drugs, that give you the whole light. You don't have to mechanically create it. Your body has synapses or nerves or whatever that connects with the chemical. Like when you smoke weed, you have an endocannabinoid system in your body that connects with the weed's THC, or it strengthens your own endocannabinoid system. Drugs is gas. Drugs is energy, is what I'm saying. All mechanical food is energy. Drugs is energy. Everything is energy. It's just coalesced into a plant or into a different shit because that's how the fucking realm is about, right? It's kind of like you're playing a video game, right? And you got a character and you got a power of a potion. And then you get a the whole thing. I just talked about shrooms. That's what shrooms are. Just energy. I'm such a scholar. I'm gonna have to hide this Muhammad Salah shit because niggas be talking about this nigga all the time. Why niggas bring other niggas here? This is how I only. So whenever you're like talking about something and somebody brings somebody's name, it's just them sending sending signals to spread their name around. That's what black magicians do because they need their name to be repeated. This is why prayers people want to say like, oh, say this name, say Archangel, whoever's name. You don't have to say nobody's name. You already have the energy. All you're doing is when you're chanting these names, all you're doing is giving somebody else energy, and then they're sending you a little bit of energy. So you're doing more work for them, and they're just giving. It's like when you work for somebody else. You're making millions and millions of money for a company, and you're only getting $1,000 or something. 9-9. I don't know. Okay. I don't care. I don't care. Nobody looks like me. That's your issue. You guys have to stop looking at like who looks like what. If you don't want to talk about the message, then get the participant mode. Oh, look at this. Subscribe. Only those who follow your channel for a certain amount of time can participate instead of messaging. That will get rid of all the trolls. Oh shit. Anything else? I think I already talked about. You look like a native Australian. I don't understand that. I look like myself. That's what I look like. I look like the Son of God, the children of the Son. This is who we are. Maybe those Australians look like me. Maybe I created them. Who knows? All right. I guess that's it for today. I think I already talked enough. Anybody has to say something else? I guess everybody's leaving. I'll wait till everybody leaves. I don't give a fuck what they consider fucking derogatory. I don't know them niggas. It's just words to me. Why do boundaries exist? That's a good question. You should look that up for yourself. I can't do all the work for you. But boundaries exist. From my point of view, boundaries are just a way to limit your perception of reality, right? To have like a distinct perspective. Because if everything was together, there wouldn't be no unique perspective. So we have these boundaries to say, okay, from my perspective, I see this. What about from your perspective? Oh, based on my perspective, I see this. Well, that's actually a good question. Okay, I had to block some words again. I'm gonna make it so niggas could, unless they create another language, they won't be able to fucking comment here. Cause it's the same shit. You say I am, you are a moron. Okay, it's all good. There's no such thing as a moron. Use a word. I was just thinking about this shit. It's like language is just saying a bunch of blah 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 blah. They want you to believe that language is the way to communicate to keep you retarded. The people that created language created it with their fucking mind. Language is low level communication. Don't retract the messages. You already said it. Don't take it back now. Stand on it, nigga. I hate that shit. You already put the message out. Why retract it? Unless you feel bad about it. Now you put it on caps. Exactly. But don't talk bad about yourself. Just be like, I'm just kidding or whatever. Because words have power, even though it's a low level communication. Because your mind is listening to that shit. That's how you hypnotize people. Oh, there's only one person. Good. All right, I'm about to leave soon. I might as well just let it until 40 to have a even. Oh, let's go to the body. I mean, some entity just left my room. When I start this live, all these demons come out. All these astral parasites. Put these batteries back. Nobody else is here. Okay, I'm just gonna yap. So, I used to like it when nobody come to my lives because I would actually be able to talk about what wanted to talk about. But now that people join my lives, it's kind of like I get distracted with these comments. Let me pause this shit. Why is she still talking? Okay. Oh my goodness. Got so much energy reading all that shit. Yeah, I just wanted to talk about myths and shit and legends, right? When they talk about a legend, there's no evil presence. It's just you sending energy here. Get out of here, nigga. Nobody's lurking here. If you're scared, go to church. But remember, he knows the Bible too. Nobody's scared about no presence. Ain't nobody coming to get me. No, while I'm awake. They don't deserve human rights because they're animals. Everybody deserves a right to exist. What is wrong with people, man? We all have rights. We all autonomous beings. Not autonomous. What is the other word for that? That's another word I'm forgetting. You see, there's so many words to say the same thing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They have a right to exist. But you talk about human rights, that's just specifically to humans. You don't understand what I'm saying? We all have a right to exist. We all have a right to express ourselves. In fact, if you actually understand what I'm saying, you will realize that you have a right to your own land in the world. You can create your own land and shit. Like wherever you were born, that's where you be. I don't know, nigga. I'm not an animalistic. I'm not an animal activist. You know what the difference between the animals and humans are. The whole animal thing is just that they're just mechanical, purely instinctual. While man can think and say, you know what, I don't want to go based on my instincts today. You know what? Like if you have an urge to have sex, you say, I don't want to have sex. But animals, they just go with their instincts. Unless they've been taught by other humans. Those are higher intelligent animals that don't go based on instinct. They go based on intelligence, like a fucking crow. You can train a crow to talk and do shit just like you would do a dog. What if this thought is instinctual though? What thought? Thoughts are just thoughts. Instincts are mechanical. They just happen in this plane. It's kind of like the body has a signal because that's what the body was programmed. But thoughts is a higher level of instinct. It's higher than instinct because it's not from this dimension. Yeah, but you don't have to fade into the woods because all you have to do is fade into your own mind. Your mind already has what the woods inside. What you need to do is plug your ears like this with some headphones or something, and then just deprive yourself from this reality. Close your eyes and shit and meditate. That you think you have a thought without instincts? What are you talking about? This whole reality is based on thoughts, dreams, etc., etc. So mechanical instincts are just like a lower form of thought, if you want to think about it that way. Like before you use your head or your brain, you're based on patterns. Like when you're a kid or like animals, etc., etc., they're just going based on instincts and patterns that were embedded into that animal. That's why if you want to know about what I'm talking about, go study the Hindus and shit, or I don't know if it's the Hindus. I forget. I think it's the Gnosis. So first is rocks, right? The mineral world. Then there's plants, the plant world, and then there's the animal world, and then there's the human world. That's the evolutionary tree, right? And then there's the involution where the men or humans don't evolve their thought into godhood, and then they go back to animal, then they go back to plant, then they go back to the mineral world, and then it starts all over again, the circle. We got brainwatches. I hear you, young men. Getting over the line is inaccessible to everyone. This thought could come from an instinct. But the instinct is not a thought. That's what I'm trying to say. You're getting confused. Instinct is just instinct. You just it's a It's like a robot. It's just programmed to do something. There's not thinking involved. It's embedded. It's an algorithm. An animal is just an algorithm. It's just doing patterns and patterns and patterns. So when you transcend those patterns, you actually use your head. It's like whenever you have a life, whenever in your life something is going wrong, the same thing, but you start to notice, oh, this shit is always happening to me. Oh, you just rose above the patterns. Now you're thinking. To pause on the wood where fish, reptile, and then into human during. Okay. This nigga, I'm just gonna hide this nigga because he's saying the same shit over and over. He doesn't get it. I keep saying the same thing. Thought is not an instinct. It's just a program. A thought is a thought. I don't understand what's so hard. You need to meditate, my friend. I'm not gonna read those messages anymore. Anything else? There's some more people, so I just stay here longer to see what people are saying. We got brainwashed. People might think I'm mean, but it's like I'm not trying to make friends here and shit. I'm just trying to talk and expand my mind and see who else has the same thoughts or more thoughts. Not talking about just instincts. So this nigga has the instinct to repeat the same shit. I just noticed. He's in the same. He doesn't even use his own brain. He's saying the same. That's why I had to hide the message. Because I'm like, this nigga's saying the same shit. He doesn't see the own pattern that he's in. No, actually, what it is, they know. This is the black magicians that I talk about all the time in the fucking witchcraft and witch hunting. They know what they're doing most of the time. They just want to retard everybody else's progress. Okay, you smoke weed every day? Or the weed smokes you? How long can you go without smoking weed? I need to take a break. Yeah, don't let the weed smoke you. It's like I say, I don't want to get high ever again. I want to be even. So I'll do a little edible here and there, but I don't want to feel like, oh, I'm high. I want to feel like I'm here. This is what you want. You want to do the drugs so you're here. So that you don't want to be like slumped. You want to be here. So then your brain is open. 30 years. That's a lot of years. Who else is here? I guess I hide all the comments. Nobody can comment anymore. A lot of things are in burden and we're attracted to it. Or is it attracted to us? I don't know. The whole inversion thing happens in this realm. Everything is distorted in this physical realm or the earth realm. That's why it's so physical and so gross. Gross not because it's ill. Gross is like it's like dense. When you get into the higher planes, you won't see that distortion anymore. You're gonna see the truth. This is why I can speak about these devils because I can see who they are. The moment they speak some bullshit, it's just distortion to me. Let me see. This message itself for review. Let me see what it is. Oh, okay, that's why. Ask that question again, Lansang Skate Dog. I don't know why niggas care where I'm from. It doesn't matter. I'm from the source, nigga. What do devils? They don't think about that shit. They are them. That's what devils do. And even those people that you mentioned, it's just a distortion. Most of those people don't even. It's not even about sex for that. It's about distorting the reality that you're in. Because think about this. It's like I said about the battery. And a battery needs a plus and a minus. With you being with a minus and a minus or a plus and a plus, you're already a distortion. You're distorting yourself into a gross realm, negative realm. But the word demon is like a worker. You guys ever heard of demon tools for like Windows? It's used to burn CDs and shit like that. A daemon or demon is just a mechanical energy of or a worker. So it's actually not even a bad thing depending on how you look at it. It's just the application that is given. If you can make a bad demon or a good demon. Again, duality. Isn't distortion the devil's twin? Again, you could see it that way. I don't know. The same thing. The devil is duality too, evil, an opposite. So in Hebrew they call Satan an opposition because that's what it is. It has to oppose to everything in order for duality to exist. Because again, if you, there's no good without evil. Is evil good or bad? Evil is evil. That's what it is. All right. What else you guys got? Benevolent ones. Okay. I guess there's some people here. I thought they were gonna be scared by me hiding everybody's comment. But you see, as soon as I start talking about shit, you get a flood of these trolls and shit. No, I'm not you. I'm me. This is another thing. Just because we're all one doesn't mean I'm you. I'm myself. I'm a subdivision of the cosmos. Our whole purpose as humans is to create an individualized person. I can't be you. I can only be myself. I'm not a copy of nobody. Are you religious? Are you Christian or satanic? Neither. I'm me. I just told you I'm myself. I don't subscribe to anything. All those things are labels anyways. Satanic, Christian, religious is just a way for you to see the world. If you subscribe to those things, you're gonna see the world like that. I like to see the world for what it is. I don't give a fuck about that nigga. Say you are delusional about okay. This is not the channel for you if you don't understand my message. It's all good. You can have your own opinion. All I'm saying is that if everybody is the same, then there's no point to this shit. The whole point is for us to have a unique expression. So saying I'm you and I'm me, that's not how this works. That's how quote unquote black magic works because they all distorted and feel they want to be so separated that they actually all together. Whenever you have nightmares, you see all these devils lying against each other. They don't have one truth. What's your top value in life? Light. That's what the value is. Life is just light. The best value you could do is not eat food. What about that? Stop eating food for a couple days. See what happens to you. Your whole reality is going to change. You might pass out. Some people say, "Oh, I can't fast because I get tired or I don't have energy." Of course, that's the death of the body. But then you're gonna fall asleep and then wake up like nothing happened. Again, I'm not telling you to do this aggressively. Light sounds positive and optimistic. Light is who you are. Right now, you're in your shadow body or your earthly body. But light is your heritage. This is who you are. The light condenses itself into dense material world in order to experience concrete things. This is the whole thing about boundaries. Somebody asked, why do boundaries exist? Boundaries exist in order for you to experience things separated from each other. This is why I can't be you. I have to be me because I'm in this material world. Black magic and psychic attacks can be heavy on the soul, but having the awareness is helpful. Yeah, but once you understand what it is, it actually just fuels you because it only negative things only affect the ego or the persona that you created. It can't affect the spirit. Like if you are identified in good and evil and all that, then yeah, it's gonna have an effect. Like when I think about magic sometimes, or the black magic or whatever, even though I say it, those people are in a specific vibration where they're doing good versus evil. I try to put myself in the middle, and I don't want to fight nobody. I don't want to be good or fight. I just want to be me. What's up? How's it going? But yeah, I don't try to. Even though I talk about black magic, I try Sometimes when you drop your keys in the darkness, well, blah, blah, you'll find them. I guess. I've run out of things to say. I'm just reading the comments. It's not a lot because I just hit a lot of people. I don't like hiding people, but it's just they say the same thing. You know what? I'm gonna be a troll tomorrow, and I'm gonna teach you trolls how to be a troll. You could be a troll and be genuine, and come up with new shit. Okay. Yeah, everybody has their own story. And once you tap in, you'll create your own Bibles and shit. That's why people created religions in the first place. They were connected to something, and then they created their own script to guide who they were. Because when you're in the material body, you don't have access to source unless you're connected 24/7. But that puts a strain on the body or your nervous system. I'm sure everybody has their own opinions. What do you perceive as black magic? Black magic is the opposite of white magic. I can hear your smoke alarm. It's not mine. It's just the whole. The smoke alarms are used. Let me shut up. The smoke alarms are used to send messages to the fucking realm. I don't even know why they smoke alarm. There's no such thing as fire, anyways. Like some people will say that hoodoo is black magic. Yeah, that's not black magic. They just don't understand it. You could use hoodoo for it. Hoodoo, voodoo. I tell people voodoo is quantum magic. I mean, voodoo is magic, aka quantum physics. So the whole thing about killing a goat and putting the blood over there and doing that, all you're doing is changing the vibration of your reality by doing things that are not linear, right? So you're creating a formula based on energy. Okay, I'm going to cut the blood of this goat or get the blood of this goat because he has some energies that are going to offset these different energies. Instead of dealing with things linearly, physically, you did it with a quantum way. That's why people are scared of it because they don't understand the quantum world. So they think, oh, that's black magic because they don't even understand. And of course, some people use quantum or quantum physics, quantum or voodoo or magic or quantum physics for evil. So he gets like a thing, oh, he's evil. Santeria is not black magic, it's just what it is. Again, I just explained that. To somebody that doesn't understand what the quantum is, they're going to think everything is bad. Because you're so used to the linear world or the physical world that you don't understand there's another world full of energy. Powers. That's what we hear. This is a magical world. But this reality wants you to believe that you're a human, that you can't do anything else. All you do is poop and fuck and eat food and shit. Again, that's why I talk about fasting, because once you start fasting, you're gonna say, "Oh shit!" I tell people all the time, "I got shot the other day, nothing happened to me," but they don't. They're not gonna believe that, even though it's on video. They're not gonna believe. I don't have the video, but the cops do. They're not gonna release the video though, because again, unless I quote unquote die, and they want to put the video on all over the news, a black man got shot today. That's what they want to show you. They want to show you all the times that people get stabbed and nothing. I saw a video on radio, a motherfucker getting hit with a machete in his face. Nothing happened to him. And that motherfucking dispatched like 4 other people by himself. That's the spirit. You can't be harmed by physical things when you have the spirit. It's like you have a force field on you. Someone puts a curse on you. Is quantum mechanics spooky? No, it's just quantum mechanics. If someone puts a curse on you and you never harm them, it'll bounce off. Yeah, and make them more miserable. Yeah. Las Vegas, Nevada. That's where all the hoes are. I just that's where all the devils. Oh, the devil lives in Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. So that's its own realm. You know, I see cities in different states are, as different like worlds and shit. I said again, Brian Moser, we all have powers. This is a powerful realm. I just explained. We all have powers. I'm using my power of speech right now to talk to you niggas. This is why y'all here. My magnetic powers brought you niggas here. Sometimes I make lives, nobody comes in because I don't have that magnetic juice going. So the fact that there were people here, there's like 6 people here, 11 likes, all of that is It's the magnetism. That doesn't come. No, I'm not giving shout outs. And your name is gonna get you hidden from this channel. Oh man, never mind. I'm not even gonna hide you. I gotta leave some trolls to. There has to be a balance, right? Not everything can be. There. You're a listener here from a rural part of the west. Oh, you have a listener here from a rural part of the west of Ireland. Okay, that's dope. I don't even know why people listen to me. You know, when I look at videos and I don't like the listener, I just walk off and shit. I'm in Brazil. JB226 I'm just me. I'm an emanation of the Phoenix, just like you. I'm a blank canvas, blank canvas. I'm a blank canvas of the cosmos experiencing itself. Yeah, I just like to hear different worldviews. Yeah, same here. I don't waste my time with trolling people and shit. Going on comment sections and be like, "Oh, you look like this. Who do you look like?" Who gives a shit what I look like? So I shave my head, I will look different all the time. So it doesn't really matter what I look like. I could have a mustache. I could have no beard. I could have a bald head. Yeah. You see, this guy is not even on this realm right now. He's talking about pasta. That's okay though. All right, that was good. This hour flew by. This is what happens when you're in the moment. I just thought I was gonna be here for 15 minutes, and this is 56 minutes later. It's not that they be trolling at the stupidest times. They be trolling at the time of their choosing. The trolling, I think I made a video on this. Trolling is just a way to retard the progress of your soul to get the fuck out of here. The trolls keep you in this vibration. If you respond to the trolls, it's like I talk about the weighing of the heart. You know the weighing of the heart of the Egyptians. They say that is your heart lighter than a feather? What that means is does your does your heart have any attachment to this physical reality? That's why it's gonna make you heavy because you are reacting to everything from this reality, so your heart is heavy. So when you go into the duat or the afterworld, you won't make it to the heavens because you're stuck here. People over troll nowadays. Again, that's just the signals that they get to stay here. Okay, weighing of the heart, weighing hearts, blah blah blah. Let me show you a picture. Oh, let me see. So this is when you think about this. I know they want to say this is like soul getting judged, but this happens all the time. Because remember, the weighing of the heart can be when you die, because your heart is not operating when you die, right? So when you see this, the underworld is happening right now. It's not when you die. That's something I'm telling you today. They're never gonna tell you this. They want you to think, oh, when you die, you get judged. This is what the whole thing about you judgment in heaven and hell or whatever. You get judged all the time by your heart. So is your heart lighter than a feather or not? It's like how you use the Force. Are you a Star Wars fan? No. Star Wars is just talking about you, anyways. Yeah, this is the lowest realm, the physical. But again, it's not a bad thing to be in the physical because it's just a way to experience the physicality. But once you understand what I'm saying, you'll be able to enjoy the physicality and enjoying the spirit at the same time. It's going to make a better experience because you're not dealing with mechanical inputs or instincts. So, okay, let me show you this picture actually. Give me a second. Wait, is it Osiris? So, I want to show you something because I was looking at this shit. Or is it Aten? Let me go back to Osiris. Osiris is calling me today to talk about this shit. That's why I talk about this shit. Osiris. I gotta find another picture to show you the shit that I want to talk about. Give me a second. You just keep talking about this shit. Oh, a moon. Let me go for a moon because I want to show you something because this is going to explain what I'm talking about. You see that red thing that he has on his head? This thing? You can see that as like the connection. This is kind of like you're connected to the ground. This is grounding you, but at the same time, you're feeding all the information from the physical reality to your brain. This is why this shit's so big. Pause. Wait, what was my point with this? The point is you could be grounded to the earth and still be connected to the cosmos. This is keep so this is like the god Amun, right? That's what it looks blue. They all in hieroglyphs I always found drawn to. So you could be if you didn't have this, you would just be like roaming like a robot on earth. But because he's grounded and connected to the heavens at the same time with this shit, you could experience the earth and at the same time be divine. Pause. Yeah, you gotta pause. And pause, when you pause, is a metaphysical defense system because you're pausing the time space continuum and trying to think about what you just said so you don't alter the timeline. So when you say something, it doesn't have to be something sus, it could be something about anything. You can pause and reflect about what you just said. So you have to think when you're not connected with source, you're kind of like a Mars rover. You know, the Mars rover in Mars is a robot that is getting information. But even the Mars rover is connected to what? A source, or AKA NASA. But if it wasn't connected to NASA, it would just be roving around doing nothing. That's what we're doing in Earth. We're just doing nothing because we're not connected to the source. Once you're connected to the source, you have a purpose. Or you can create your purpose. You could be, hey, source, I'm going to do this. Okay, I'm going to send you energy to do that. Oh, you want to be a big dick daddy? Pause. You want to be a content creator? Okay, I'm going to send you the energy needed in order for you to create the content that you need and attract the people that you deserve. That's what the connection to source do. Because if you're not connected to the source, you're going to be restricted to eating the foods of this realm to get the energy from. And that's what happened to Adam and Eve. And I made a video of Adam and Eve this morning explaining how they've descended into lower consciousness by eating the forbidden fruit, aka a material realm of food. Well, yeah, we're not always connected, but that's what sleep is for, or meditation and shit like that. Whenever you die, or aka go to sleep, like I like to say, sleep is just death. You get a connection. That's why people that have near death experiences connect with God because their body is dead, their physical reality is dead. So the DMT that's producing your system starts to fucking talk to them. How do we connect? You connect by disconnecting. I say all the time, in order to connect to source, you have to disconnect from here. So and every time you close your eyes, you're disconnecting your visual powers or visual center. Because the visual takes a lot of RAM in your brain, right? That's why when you meditate, you close your eyes. And then if you have soundproof what the fuck headphones, you can disconnect auditorily. That's why they have the sensory deprivation chamber. So when you go to a sensory deprivation chamber, you deprive yourself of the sensory inputs of the earth in order to connect to a higher consciousness. I'm afraid to meditate. I don't like what I see and feel. But those fears are coming from this reality. You have to face those fears in order to see the light. Those fears are the shadow or the veil that's keeping you stuck here. Does that make sense? Because this is what I tell people. Because if you're having nightmares and you don't want to sleep, don't sleep. Force yourself to stay awake as long as you can, and then you just pass out, and then you'll have the best sleep of your life. Because what happens is, when you have a higher awareness of consciousness, you're going to start seeing more and more nightmares. It's not really sometimes nightmare. People want to say like everything is on you. Sometimes there's entities preying on you because they want to take your energy. The whole thing about sleeping is on this realm only, in my opinion. Because again, you could sleep, you could rest your body without your conscience being asleep. This is what the yogis did, or do. The yogis have conscious sleep. They have yoga nidra. They go and lay down and they get their body calm and put it to rest, and then they access different realms of existence. That's why you can connect with yogis even if they are not in physical form, because you can connect with their mind. Lucid dreaming is fun. Yeah, it is. That's who you are.
I prefer prayer to meditation. My mind is too overactive. It's too intense. A prayer, yeah, whatever you need to do, you do it. So meditation is just a fancy name to say you're excuse me. Ugh. Meditation is just a fancy way to say disconnect from this reality. Whatever you do, you could be playing a video game and meditate. Sometimes I'm playing 2K and I connect with Source that way. Or I connect with the characters that I'm controlling. Because what I'm doing is imbuing. You see, that person retracted their message because they saw the other message didn't come true, even though I saw it, and they want to see if their messages are coming true. No, I didn't hide you. It's just they automatically hide your message because you say something that you shouldn't have said. Yo, chat, should I give the thousand? No, we don't want your money here. Hi, how are you? Are you guys not leaving? Fuck, you guys want me to stay here talking about nothing? I thought you guys were gonna leave. Yeah, fishing, you're connecting with the unlimited. Subconsciously, when you fish, what? You connected with the water, which is your subconscious mind. So you're fishing for something. The fish is representative for the things that you want inside your mind. I might. Do people astral projection and travel to other realms with their soul when sleeping? Yeah, all the time. In fact, this is the whole reason why you have nightmares sometimes, because when you're sleeping, somebody else is yanking your soul and putting it to work somewhere else. This is the whole thing about like you're being tormented. They talk about when you die and you're sinful, you're gonna be in hell. No, no, hell is a nightmare because what happens is a nightmare is also your unconscious self or your unconscious shadow doing unconscious shit mechanically. But when you have awareness, you can wake up from that nightmare and be like, no, 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 I'm awake. I'm gonna change my reality right now. But you have to have awareness in the real, in the waking world. You have to practice being aware at all times in the waking world. So when you go into your sleep, you can be aware in those realms. What happens if you smoke weed every day? I mean, whatever happens. I mean, it depends how much you smoke. I used to smoke weed all the time, and then I stopped because I don't have any more. Or I would do edibles every day. It depends how you use it. Don't let people. Again, weed or drugs is just energy. It's just that your body can only handle so much light energy at a time. If you were pure, like next time you want to smoke weed, don't eat any food. Fast as much as you can, and then smoke the weed and don't eat anything. You'll see that you're not gonna get high anymore. You're just gonna be. You're not gonna get high anymore because you're getting pure energy into your body. I can also be able. I gave it up. You're flying over the countryside and it's not good snooping around for me. Well, if you don't like it, it's right. It's okay. I gave up astral projection because I was like, I don't really care anymore about astral projection. I just want to connect to my higher self. I don't like weed. It makes me crazy. Well, what happens is the weed is interacting with your body and putting to light all the shit that you have that is quote unquote crazy. But it's not crazy. It's just energy that you need to give attention to and give direction to. So all this shit, like if you do a drug and you start be like, that's just all the shit that you repress over the years coming to the light. What do they say? All what's done in the darkness comes to the light. That's what happens when you do drugs. Sometimes they show you parts of you that you don't even know or you're aware of because you're a multifaceted being. You're not just a human. You have a human body. When you strip all the unconscious shit, it's just a blank shell of the cosmos, ready to fucking work on its purpose. But let's say you have traumas, right? A trauma is just this pattern in your life. It's like a Pokedex full of information, right? This is why they say like the actual death is when all the shit that you do. I don't know how to explain this. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna stop. Weed made me paranoid. Didn't suit me. What's the solution? And to keep smoking, but no, 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 no. Here's what I'm gonna say. If you don't like weed, don't smoke it. That's it. But if you are gonna do a drug, do a microdose. So whatever shit that you're doing before, do an eighth of that. So if you were smoking a gram, smoke an eighth of a gram, or an edible, right? You see, they want to sell these edibles, right? The edibles are used for the body to be relaxed, but do a little bit of it, and then wait 2 hours and see if you feel anything, right? And if it feels too much, then you did too much. Like what I this is what I made a video about like the ayahuasca retreats, right? The ayahuasca retreats, motherfuckers are getting ayahuasca and puking all the time. They're taking too much of that shit. If you have a fraction of ayahuasca, you will understand how powerful that shit is. That shit is like battery acid. That's straight energy. And these motherfuckers are drinking this whole thing, and then puking everywhere and doing all this shit, getting so high. And again, the Pokedex thing, all the shit that's inside you, all these different energies, get out of there. And then the shaman eats that shit, and then, oh, I had a wonderful experience with the shaman. The shaman just gave you fucking head or something. Pause. You motherfucker. So when I did ayahuasca, I bought that shit, right? And I did the dose, like it was like 10 grams or something like that. And I took a few sips, and I'm like, wait a minute. Those few sips lasted me for hours. And I'm like, wait a minute, niggas drink this whole thing? No wonder they're fucked up. You abide. Please raise awareness on Iran, brother. People are being shot. Okay, I got shot too. Nobody's raising awareness when I got shot. Again, Iran. What you have to see, you have to disconnect from the news, brother. That's what you have to do. Stop listening to the news. For God, does smoking we have the ability to spiritual awakeness? Yes. If you microdose, you have to understand what I'm saying. You have to become a scientist for your own body. You have to stop listening to other people and say, okay, let me experiment with my own body. Sometimes it's gonna be rough. I don't have my crazy moments with this shit because again, this realm is not set for you to tap into the different energies. So you're gonna tap to an energy that's gonna make you quote unquote crazy because the realm doesn't want you to have these different energies. This is why the motherfucking shamans, when they're young, they're sent to the wild and then they have all these crazy experiences. And at the end of the day, what happens is at some point you either get it and become quote unquote enlightened or you fucking die. And what dies is just the persona. And then you're reborn. No, you don't need a shaman for nothing. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The shamans are just there to steal your energy. They're all black magicians. You don't need a shaman for. The shaman didn't need nobody for. You know how shamans get their training? The actual shamans from antiquity, they will go into the woods or the wild, like Jesus did with the 40 days and shit, and face their own fears, and realize their own selves, and then came back and show people how to do it. But what these shamans are doing, they're just taking your money, and let me shut up because I don't want to talk about this shit. I'm just gonna say some fucking wild shit. Will you do it again? Why people shoot you? I don't know, because this realm doesn't like me talking about this shit. I'm not gonna be intimidated in the same soil that I've been here for years. The motherfucker, using guns is just a way to intimidate you. Like they don't need, they were so scared to shoot me too. Because I didn't have fear. I was like, okay, shoot me. Like if you already have the gun out, right? This is what these niggas don't understand. I'm not scared to die. So if they want to shoot me, they want to get a bazooka, go ahead. Is it creepy? Okay. So let me talk about X. The only reason X died is because he believed he could die. He entertained those niggas. That's why he died. Every time you see somebody die in this realm, it's because they didn't understand the message. Well, they understood it after. There is a vastness to being in the present moment, some type of clarity. Yeah, exactly. Nice sham, congrats. Yeah, I always like to say, study everybody's dead that you see. All these celebrities, study their dead, and you'll see it, and you realize something. Because I study their deaths, so I don't die like them. Like another rapper that died that people love a lot. I'm not gonna mention his name. He died because of his ego. That day that he died, he disrespected somebody because of his ego, right? And then that person shot him. So if you were in your higher self, you wouldn't even conduct yourself with that person, even if that person was a quote unquote snitch, right? You're entertaining lower thoughts, so that persona that you created died, but the spirit didn't die. You understand what I'm saying? So when that person wanted to shoot me, I wasn't entertaining the thought of being dead, so I didn't die. The fucking bullet just went through somewhere else. I don't know. You are a human, bro. Don't ask any different, even though you were alert. I don't get it. Yeah, have a good one. Hey, everybody left. Okay, I'm gonna stay for like 6 minutes. Since everybody left, and just close it out. Anyways, I was talking about myths and shit like that, and how they're actually real. Because again, why would we have like all this information on them? Very detailed. It's like somebody was there watching it. Oh, but they were imagining things. Okay, that happened in the fucking thought, aka quantum world. So they're not fucking fake. Just because you couldn't access that realm doesn't mean it didn't exist. And some of these myths were actually physical too. They don't want to tell you that. They want to tell you it was all in the mind. But the mind is physical too. You're gonna get to a point where you could walk and talk to people that are quote unquote dead in the physical. Because when the physical body dies in a dimension, it doesn't mean it's dead in the spirit. You guys know about the Bermuda Triangle, right? The Bermuda Triangle is like a portal where you go into the fourth dimension. That's where these niggas are hiding. They go into the fourth dimension and then they go into a different reality. And those people are lost in this dimension, but in another dimension they just went home, like nothing happened, or maybe they're stuck there. Who knows, right? I am help. They think they're gonna get me with this. They don't really understand that this is nothing to me. You can say whatever you want. Nobody's gonna help you anyways. Somebody says seek help. Nobody's gonna help you. What did they said? If you're scared, go to church. Remember, he knows the Bible too. That means nobody's gonna save you. Not even Jesus had somebody save him. You guys, instead of always people say accept Jesus in the name of Christ and he will save you. Well, he didn't even save himself. How the fuck can he save me? Jesus didn't even save himself because he didn't want to save himself. He knew that the fucking body had to die in order for him to be reborn as the light that he is, as Christ consciousness. You motherfuckers don't get it because you want somebody, hey, Daddy, help me, help me. Nobody's gonna help you. You're you. Use your own powers to help yourself. Don't pray for me. Ain't nobody praying for me. This world is a big mystery. It's a big mystery unless you know how to read, or AKA see. Then the mystery is nothing but an open book test. This is an open book test if you use your head, if you use your eyes. You understand what I'm saying? So the mystery, the more you withdraw from the senses, all these things are revealed to you. You know, something happened to me the other day where I cleaned something and somebody came out. And then when I was meditating, this being showed me what happened. It was like based on that subconscious act of you cleaning that, you uncover somebody that was hiding inside the dirt. So I don't really need books anymore because I could just meditate and see what the fuck is happening. Like we were supposed to. Because your reality is very, it only pertains to you. You're not gonna have my experiences because this is my perspective. But these other entities wanna be like they're like, you know, and we're gonna talk about black magicians again. What black magicians do, they're like a parasite in your field of perspective. Sometimes you see them physically, but they're really there in your mind. And they get energy from you. They're like parasites. So when you withdraw from the senses by fasting, some of these people will actually die in the physical. Sometimes when I hear people die, I'm like, okay, they died in my world because I am on another vibration. Otherwise, why would they tell me they die? I don't give a fuck about them. There's a lot of these motherfuckers that are taking your energy when you go to sleep. And you're going to see that. This is what this gang stalking is all about, black magic, or when people use black magic for evil, right? Because again, you could use black magic for good. How can you use black magic for goods? You can take the energy if you know how to do it. I'm taking you niggas energy right now. You are protected. Protection is your awareness is fuck. In order for you to be protected, you need to have awareness, a conscious awareness. Because the only reason you're not protected is because your awareness is unconscious. You know what I mean? I want protection from illusion. Okay, yeah. I don't know what she's on right now. And she on demon time. You see, people switch up like this. She was just talking normal and now they flip the switch. That's what happens. Because you have a dual you that's the Dr. Jekyll and Hyde. You ever heard of that? Dr. Jekyll turns into Mr. Hyde at night. And all the stories about vampires and werewolves turning like evil during the full moon, that's because the full moon represents their shadow self. That's what that means. Time is, yeah, time is used a way to measure change. That's why you have to stop thinking about time sometimes, because that's how we get stuck in this matrix. This matrix is time based. And sometimes you can get away from time. Okay, don't bring this MK thing control. It's the same shit. MK Ultra, the devil, all that shit is related. Why do you want to feed off others' energy? Create your own energy. The energy is here. Again, the law of conservation of energy. Energy cannot be created, not destroyed. That's why these devils have to fucking. They don't want to create their own inner energy or tap into it. They want to take somebody else's energy. It's actually so simple. Once you start fasting, you realize all the energy there is. It's yours to have. It's your birthright to have this energy. So why you want to take it from somebody else? Because when you take somebody else's energy, you're distorting yourself into a lower being. Anyways, you just need to raise your awareness so you don't have to fight back. Once you have awareness, you will see that all the people taking energy from you are going to materialize, and then you're going to see what they are. You fucking vampires. And again, try not to sleep for at least, like, try to be aware as much as you can. Meditate, Lucia. You're gonna take the wrong energy. Be careful. Oh shit. And sometimes it's good if I'm gonna say this. Sometimes it's good if somebody takes your energy because it means it didn't belong to you anyway, or it was good, it was bad. Think about like the sharks. There's some sharks that have like this parasite, like this little fish eating off of the back, but it's like a symbiosis relationship. The fish is eating all the shit that's bad from the shark. The shark doesn't even notice. That's how I feel right now. I have all these fucking parasites trying to take my shit. I'm like, good, take all this bad shit from me. I'm just gonna create new energy, and you won't take that. So I don't even care if they want to take the energy. Like when I have nightmares now, I'm like, okay, cool. That shit is over with. My awareness just rose up a little bit. I don't try to fight back anymore. Because then you're going to get stuck into this realm. They need you to fight back in order for you to feed their fucking ego and feed this existence. And there's going to be a time where you will be able to fight back consciously. They're going to give you a sword of light, which is your what? Your kundalini energy. You're going to be like, what's up, these niggas? All right, 7 more minutes. Let me make it 90 to make the 9, and then I'll leave. I can't stay here for long. I thought you niggas were gonna leave after the 5 seconds, because I've been coming. I don't like going live all the time because it takes away my energy. But now I gotta give it. You see, it was that tobacco. You guys didn't see me at the beginning, right? I had some tobacco in my mouth. Pause. I was chewing tobacco, right? That gave me some energy. I said, I'm gonna talk about some shit. Or some people get sleepy when they do that shit. I used to get sleepy sometimes or relaxed. Now it just gives me energy because since I didn't eat too much, this is why I was telling the guy about the weed, right? If you fucking fast and then smoke the weed, you'll see that you don't get sleepy. See, my energy is shining. It's all right. Everyone has a gift from God inside. Yeah, because that's you. And it's funny. People want to say like I'm arrogant or I don't think I'm special. I'm just telling you this is who you are. This is your birthright. Your birthright is light. That's what the Emerald Tablets talk about. Even though people want to say, well, the Emerald Tablets were written by this dude that was a taxi driver. I don't give a fuck if fucking ant wrote it. If he has some fucking meaning, well, now this is what you have to understand about these people that write these books, right? You have to understand that when they write the book, they're gonna write some shit that's true and some shit that's fucked up because they have to it's a dualistic world, right? And you have to decide and decode the actual shit from the good, right? You gotta separate the meat from the fat. So whenever you read something, take it with a grain of salt, like salt bay, and then sprinkle the salt and be like, okay, this is what I need. Nobody's miserable here. I think you're miserable. I'm just a mirror of what you think. Why don't you pray for yourself? You have the power. Don't rely on somebody else's to save you. I just talked about that. It's not that I don't care for you, but it's like, ain't nobody pray for me. The moment you stop relying on others, you're gonna get this energy from, you know what I mean? I think Lucia is just a vampire or a witch. You know, yesterday I made a live about witches, and I saw them in my dream. And I was like, "You're a fucking." You see, that's how I catch witches. I just talk about them, and they appear. And I think I'm gonna make it a ritual where I make live streams about witch hunting. I'm gonna make a witch hunting part 3 tomorrow, so I can catch more witches. And I'm gonna show you more ways to catch witches. Again, raise your awareness, and you'll catch them. Say, bro, out here looking like a Anona Lacaris. I've never heard that before. That's interesting. What is that? Can you enlighten me? Must be a good thing. You are evil. Man, these guys are made for each other. Just go ahead and make up already. Go kiss. Go get a room. Motherfuckers making love in the comments. Go get a room. Go get a YouTube hotel and start making up. YouTube has hotels where you can sign up and you suck. Imagine that. Like a carpet face. Yeah, have hair. The hair is good. You know, I had a dream one time and my hair was golden. I had all this light and shit. It's just fire. The thing is, because this is a physical realm, everything that you see is an emanation of the phoenix, aka the light. So all this hair is just energy. You see me in the astral, I might be glowing. I don't know. I think the people that care so much about my hair is just that they're mad that they don't have this hair. I don't know. But I remember I saw my hair, it was golden. I was like, shit, I want to take a picture. And I couldn't use my phone because, again, I'm thinking I'm in the physical, but I'm in the astral. The phone is not, all this shit doesn't work because this is a physical instrument. So this is why your phone doesn't work. But if you understand what this is, you can use the symbol of this as a portal and go somewhere else. Or sometimes, here's the thing, you can hack your own computers and shit with your own energy and make it like a symbiosis thing. Like sometimes I feel connected to my computer and I can like, let's say you know, you guys know lag, right? You know when you lag in video games? You're lagging because your brain is not connected to the game. Sometimes you can connect to the game and override the lag. Everybody else is gonna be lagging and you'll be able to move around. I was scrapping the snow of my car with my coupon car. Oh, yeah. I'm not even gonna hide anybody anymore. Anybody else has something to say? Crown, only that type of hair can grow upwards. 5. It's time to get. I'm gonna have to fucking put this girl in a timeout. She's on some shit. You see how they exposed themselves? She was just fine, and now the other side just came out. Oh, I didn't want to delete that. Or whatever. I didn't mean to time you out. My bad. I want to time out somebody. You see, even she overrode the timeout, and I put it to somebody else. My bad. I was gonna time her out, and I did it to somebody else, but it was only for a minute. Sorry, Y3N. No, it was Lucia that I want to time out because she's on some other type of time. I was just talking about the Jekyll and Hyde, and she just turned the fucking switch at 9 p.m. Okay, now this niggas. What the fuck is wrong with you? You guys were fine just a couple of minutes ago. I'm gonna I'm gonna get the fuck out of here.